Yes, hi there. Just wanted to make a quick video response in agreement with virtually everything that you said. That was my first reaction as well. I saw the thing on Sexy Phil, and I did a one of my videos. I can't recall if it was a response to that or another. I kind of lost track now. But I guess the one thing that bugged me the most was that when I saw the footage of it, the video, excuse me, of the footage, that you know how they run a little trailer along the bottom, um, that it was black suspects, like as if that would matter, you know. I think uh, the overwhelming sense that I get is here's a real glimpse, folks, into the very near future on a very big scale. Um, the cops to become I mean, if you want to become a police officer, you need a high school graduate, high school diploma, and not much else. There's not this notion that the cops have this sense to hold it all in at all times, and because they wear the uniform, that means they're good, and we must always do what they say and always fall in line and all this sort of stuff. That was just unbelievable, that whole thing. And honestly, I foresee in my crystal ball another watershed moment. Um, I, I must say, I wish that the suspects weren't black. I wish the guys that they beat the shit out of weren't black. I wish they were white, just so that the race wouldn't be the case. But that when the cops went to be charged for this beatdown, that we would see um, certainly each and every one. You just lost your job, bye bye. But that losing your job's not enough. That's all. This is all aggravated assault with circumstances attached, and this can't be swept under the rug. These guys, they got to pay. They have to, you know. But this notion that I've seen, we live here in North America under, the premise of things that don't really exist. For instance, um, it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, right? But the way we see, our leaders are, whether it's American leaders or Canadian leaders, you don't really see that so much. I mean, more so in the States than in Canada. I know cops here over my life who spent their whole career on the force and never took the gun out of their holster. Maybe once or twice had to unclip it, but never actually took it out. Um, but you'll see things where death a guy will get killed in a situation and he'll have been shot like 30 times. And it's I think the public, where we've been through Cops, I guess is what first showcased it. And when I first watched Cops as a Canadian, I was just mortified, blown away at the absolute force that was used. 5, 6 cops taking down a guy. I mean, even on those ridiculous Dateline NBC things, uh, when they get those pinheads that pretend to be those guys that show up at the house expecting to have sex with young kids, and the guy's waiting for them, and that's good. I mean, that part of the show is good. I think the sickos should be dealt with, but that also includes the Mark Foley's of the world, and not just the regular normal people, but the regular citizens, but also the guys in supposed power based should be treated with the equal extent of the law. But anyway, the guy will be walking out, and the cops are there. You can see 9 times out of 10 he puts his hands up, or he'll go down on his knees, and still the gung ho troopers have to manhandle him. one guy in his arms, one in his legs, another guy pinning in his back. You know, they always cinch the cuffs a little harder. You know, for visual effect. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Um, but I can see definitely in Philly, if the cops are not dealt with harshly, if they somehow get off, um, then the riots will return. But the difference will be this time around, whereas back in LA, it was primarily a race riot between black and white. I think this time there'll be as many pissed off guys like me, pissed off at abuse of authority, because that it's gotten way out of hand. And you know, we're gonna have a whole schwack of um, servicemen coming back from Afghanistan and Iraq, and their skill set will put them into the police force in a lot of cases. So you know that's a subject for a different day. But I just wanted to say yes, way to go. Um, it is completely fucked up. As for Al Sharpton, I guess is the polar side to Rush Limbaugh. They're both douchebags. You know, they both, I think, really have a very small following. Really, they just know that they seem to live off the inflammatory bullshit. You know, I mean, Rush Limbaugh, I think, is worse. I mean, Rush Limbaugh has been playing around with the electoral process, openly advocating for Republicans to cross the aisle and vote for Hillary, not because they believe in Hillary, just because they don't want, because they know damn well that Obama will kick McCain's ass badly, badly. But you know that's a crazy one too, because I mean McCain shouldn't have got the nomination. I still think there's an outside chance. Ron Paul's supporter, when a couple million Ron Paul supporters march in July, and you know the American people, by and large, you know on the Republican side anyway, actually see there's actually a candidate running that uses the Constitution as his guidebook. I don't think McCain has a hope in hell. And I will say, just put this out there right at the end. It's quite off topic, but here's what I think's going to happen. I think when Hillary finally does the math, you're going to see Hillary as the running mate for John McCain. Actually, she's actually more conservative than McCain is, which is kind of funny, but true based on their voting records and their histories. And I would love to see on the Democratic side, it's going to be Obama, but I mean Mike Gravel just makes too much sense. But I'd love to see Ron Paul slide over there. I'd love to see Robert Bowman. Robert Bowman would make a fantastic vice president. And in the dream world, it would be Jesse Ventura, actually. But of course, Obama, the CFR guy, is going to have to change his foreign policy. Boy's got to come home. But anyway, I've went on too far about separate things, so I apologize for that. I kind of ramble a little bit, and my editing skills really don't exist. So, way to go. Nice job on harmonica. That little jazzy interlude, that was kind of cool. If you could let me know in text or message me or whatnot as to who plays that, I'd appreciate it. Thanks again. Take good care and keep on rocking in the free world. Cheers. Text up.